This has really meant something to me deep down in my heart, because this has been always my home in broadcasting. I came across.
And that was TV and radio legend Doug Mays here at our studios just 2 years ago after returning to WBTV for his final broadcast. And this morning we're honoring Doug Mays, who passed away at the age of 93 at his home over the weekend.
Yeah, he made history here at WBTV, becoming the first permanent television news anchor in Charlotte. It was more than a job, and there was much more to the man who held that position.
News with Doug Mays.
Good evening. A prison guard.
That deep, commanding, comforting voice was unmistakable over the course of 4 decades. Doug Mays helped launch television at WBTV, the first station in the South.
So I lucked out.
After a stint at WBT Radio, Mays became the Esso reporter, one of 6 in the country in those early days of TV in 1952. He told our Paul Cameron a few years ago about the much simpler operation.
This was your news set.
Yes.
As the Esso reporter.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
One camera, one desk on wheels.
For many years, he teamed up with weather forecaster Clyde Cloudy McLean. Then, after 30 years at WBTV, in 1982, he stunned many by taking a job at WSOC for a few years before retirement. Mays would have more time practicing his first love, music. Born in Tennessee, Mays learned to play from family, whom he called hillbilly musicians. He even played at the Grand Ole Opry. That love of music he shared with Paul. They met at the station more than 30 years ago and remained friends.
Doug was really my mentor. He didn't know it. I kept telling him. I said, Doug, you're the guy I've always wanted to be like.
We recently got to see Doug Mays receive another honor. This past August, he was among the inaugural class inducted into the Charlotte Broadcast Hall of Fame for his contributions to the growth of radio and television broadcasting in Charlotte and inspiring listeners and viewers across the Carolinas.
And you know, Doug Mays, considered, a straight-faced newsman, he had a great sense of humor. He always had a great joke. He always put his audience at ease with a very funny line or a funny saying. And he was great in person.
And we were honored here at WBTV to have this broadcasting legend come back.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Molly Grantham.
And I'm Doug Mays, in for Paul Cameron. Nice to see you again.
At the age of 91, Doug Mays returned to WBTV, sharing gratitude and great stories.
I am overwhelmed. I don't mean to get emotional, but this hasn't happened in a long time.
But we were thankful to watch the way he shared that charisma, kindness, and wisdom, which made him the face of the Carolinas.
From my heart of hearts, be yourself and work very hard to improve every day. Try to do better today than you did yesterday. I'll hush up my mug if you fill up my jug with a good old Mountain Dew.
He was something else, I tell you what. What a wonderful man. We're going to miss him.
Him coming back a couple of years ago to anchor the news seemed like a really great highlight for him.
I think he really enjoyed that, and it meant a lot just to be back on the air again, just like that. Yeah.
Well, visitation for Doug Mays will be held tomorrow night from 6 to 8 at Cabin Cook Funeral Home in Mooresville.
And then his funeral will follow on Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock at Denver United Methodist Church. And we'd like to invite you to share your memories of Doug Mays with us on the WBTV Facebook and Twitter pages. You can see a slideshow with a look back at Doug's time here at WBTV on our website. Just go to WBTV.com. All right, next on WBTV.